What's up, guys? It's Friday, July 1st. It's in the evening, so that means I got a little bit of time to race car before I gotta head home. It's my my oldest dog's birthday, so I gotta make sure I'm there to celebrate that with him. But what we got here today is Jesse. It's doing good. Engine's healthy, all that good stuff. I did a compression check Tuesday night. It's happy. So far I'm pretty content with how well it's performing, considering, you know, combination of leftover parts and the it's not our usual machining processes, to say the least. But that aside, I've been going through data this week, always trying to figure out how to get things faster, you know, the normal routine. What I think I'm going to do is swap out my stator. I've got this guy right here. This is the one I had in there with the 388, and it actually would get on the chip with the 388 around 1.8 seconds. The other night, with this current stator, we could get on the chip it was a little over 3 seconds. So what I'm hoping is, even though we're 50 cubic inches smaller, that even at 1.8 on the 388, I'm hoping that we can still get ready to leave in 5 seconds. That'd be cool. 5.5. Could be wrong. Could be a turd. Could have to pull it back out. But that's my goal here. I noticed looking through the data logs that we had about 9% converter slip, which I'm not surprised, because like I said, you know, when I first put this thing back together, the stop block, it wasn't the goal to lean on it as hard as we have. So we haven't been as fast as we have before, of course, but you know, we've still been pretty quick, pretty fast, good mile per hour. I just, you know, I really don't want to I don't want to lean on it harder, but I'm probably going to. But I'm trying to have self-control. So, you know, you guys just, if you would, just say some nice things about this stop block for me and tell it to be good to me. But I think that's what I'm gonna do. I've been pondering some other changes. I might put the other wheels back on there with the pros, or maybe even put those wheels on with the pro brackets. You know, having the tire not stretch as much gives you a little more sidewall to absorb some things, but at the same time, you know, you got to stretch more, you got more contact patch. So I haven't decided. I'm going to think about that. But I guess first is I just got to make myself actually want to work and do this stator swap, which alone, you know, we've done it before. You know, obviously they picked up some mile per hour. Typically makes the car front half harder. And that's, you know, before, when we had the stop block, we had a 14 gear. We got a 389 now. And although we didn't have this stator, it's still, you know, loading the car up more, the converter up a little more on a leave, so it makes it more prone to slipping out back. So that's where I'm at. So I'm going to do that, at least start chipping away at it a little bit, and then tomorrow I'll finish it all up. It don't even take that long. I'm just trying to be motivated to do it because I'm getting old and it's hot right now. But if I don't do it now, next time I go out, I'll wish I have done it anyways. So you guys hang in there with me. Well, progress for you guys. Converter is here. It's been draining for probably 2 hours. I've got this murder scene underneath here, so that's pretty cool. All right, guys, probably a little loud, but got everything back together. I'm glad that I looked at things again, because that would have been noisy. Anyways, got everything together. I'm gonna crank it up, get some heat in it, check the transmission fluid level, and then we will give it a test. As you guys saw, that was right under 6 seconds. I was hoping for 5.5, so I'll take that, especially since the transmission didn't have any real heat in it besides idling. Looking through that, you kind of hear it lay over a little bit as it gets going, and that is because the timing starts coming out, because before with the other converter it was spooling up a lot quicker. so I already had the timing out of it in some areas. But so I'll fix that. But that right there is 100% acceptable, and I think it will give us something good to work with. What's up, guys? So Saturday we finished the stator swap, and that was good. Went home, looked for the tune, definitely found some spots to touch up. If you'll notice, as it kind of laid over up top, that was actually the dump valve closing off, so I adjusted that to close a little bit higher. But I mean, even then we were still well within our 7-second range, and under 6, so now it should be even better after it gets a little heat in it. So what I'm doing tonight, these are our 12-inch wheels. Get the Pro brackets on them. These are the 14s that we have the ET Pros on. We like to run the Pro brackets around here because they're more forgiving on these surfaces, and sometimes you're not guaranteed like something glued to the heel. So what I'm gonna do now though is run this tire on a 14-inch wheel. We've been hesitant to do that because they say that you'll not have enough sidewall to absorb the potentially I guess imperfections in the track surface. But I think we can kind of adjust for that with air pressure, and at the same time get a little more contact patch. Because when you look at these things, let me just roll this 14 over here. So you see there, once it stops wobbling, sorry guys, but you see how much wider it is, and it's not just because it's rolling forward, but so it's a good bit wider there. And like I said, more contact patch, so it should be better. I did measure the rollout too, so I'm going to measure it as well once I get the Pro bracket onto this wheel, and I'll have those numbers for you guys too. But that's where we're at now, so let me start this process because there's a lot of little screws here and this is very monotonous. Alright, they are mounted. As you can tell, got these gangster wheels back on, a little bit deeper dish there, and just got some stretch on it. So get that one on too. Interesting facts. Let me turn my camera off. Interesting facts. I'm gonna lay my phone out here. Made some notes for you guys. So what I did was I measured run out. This is roughly, it's like approximate. I didn't have a tape. I used a piece of string. I didn't have like a tape like you'd use for measuring. But the run out for the Pro bracket on the 14-inch wheel is within a 1/16 of the 12-inch wheel. So not a big difference there. But you can see the weight of the tires. So actually the Pro bracket is 3 pounds lighter than the Pro. And then the wheel weight, the enemy wheel is 2 inches wider, but right at 1.5 pounds heavier, which is expected since it is a wider wheel. But not too bad. Definitely curious to see whenever we get a chance to get out again if these make any difference, which sometimes it's hard to say. Obviously it's not like we're going to the exact same surface as we've been on. So but if the car goes fast or faster, then we'll just assume that it's for the best. What's up, guys? We are down here at Shadyside Dragway. It's a Thursday night. It's Outlaws night. Obviously we aren't running Outlaws, but because we don't fit the rules, but I had to add a lot of weight and change turbo's for that and change fuel. But down here to test the stator change before we go to Motor Mile on Saturday in Virginia. So this is Thursday night, but still turnout's looking good. Derek's down there. But not trying to set the world on fire, but just trying to get a fast A to B tune. Made the stator change, put the wider wheels on so we stretch our tire out some more, and that's really it, honestly. This is Alan's old truck, so these have been around for a while. It was purchased by a guy and it's set for 1.5 years, and then the new owner bought it, and we did some stuff for him and just changed a few things. It's turned way down right now, but we are hoping to just get him some seat time in it. So glad to set that thing out again, just cause you don't see many C10s, especially like this, at the track. It's always a fan favorite. But anyways, I'm gonna just kill some time until it's time for Outlaws. What's up, guys? So as you saw, our Shadyside test session, it taught us what doesn't work, which is okay. We still learned something. New Stator's definitely pulling the motor down a bit more, but that's what we figured. But we got some data, we got some stuff to try. Today we're here at Mooresville Dragway, up here in, I think, Rayford, Virginia, is what it said. This is our first time here, so it's cool to run some cars that are not the usual. That being said, there are some guys like Ed, stuff that we usually race with. You know, they got an actual circle track, they got the drag strip, and if we suck real bad, we'll just go ride go-karts. But, you know, other night, I got some data. The track, you know, I think it'll take a while to come around because it's hot as it is. So we're going to try some stuff, and hopefully we'll you know, be able to get down this first hit so we have some data to build off of, because it's definitely going to be a tuner's race. But it's hot, 97 degrees, track temps 140-ish, so it's definitely tough conditions for radials. But you know, we came here knowing that, and we'll just hopefully make it work. As you guys saw, we spun the first pass. We only spun, tire shook, which is, you get out there and tire gets unsettled and it has a little haze to it and it'll shake your teeth out. It shook, got back in it, shook again, and then I'll include a video what happened next. So anyway, here we are a couple hours later. We're supposed to be working on drying the track. I hope that they can make it happen because we're here. And I hope that it can be decent. You know, we're not trying to set the world on fire, but hopefully it's as safe as a big thing, cause you know, water and these surfaces don't mix. Still quite a turnout. There's people here to race, so you know, people are watching. Like I said, I'm mostly just hoping that we are able to get this thing off. I don't know if there's a curfew or anything. So we'll see how this goes, and I'll let you know. What's up, guys? I need to give you some updates. These last couple track outings have been rough, and then last night at Mooresville, they were super rushed on the turnaround. But that being said, I'm gonna sit down now and break it all down for you. Alright, so as I left off, we went to Motor Mile last Saturday up in Virginia. It's about 2.5 hours from the shop. We got there and sat around for a few hours, and then as it cooled down, they started calling cars up there to help. They had bracket cars go first, get a good rubber base down. Then they called up the 28 cars. Out of the group, you know, I think one car on slicks got down, which, I mean, it was 150 degree temps. It was a questionable surface anyways. For anybody, you know, making radials work just takes some experience at that level and data with a setup. The new Stator, you know, we only had 2 hits on it, and it's proven to be a little difficult, but you know, we went down there with a tune that we thought would work, and on the first hit it went out, shook the tires right before the 60, got back in it and shook them again, so then I just kind of, put it down track. Then we got monsooned on, and when we got monsooned on, it was, we sat around for 4 hours probably, and they tried to dry the track, and they're making progress, and they didn't have a curfew apparently, so we were going to hang out. Well, about 10:30 they called it. They said the shutdown was seeping water, which I'm not surprised. The surface is kind of porous at any track, and it was seeping water and not safe. So loaded up, got home about 2:30ish in the morning, or to the shop I should say, and I got home, and I think I got in bed like 4 o'clock, but slept for 3 hours thanks to the dogs. But that was how things ended last week. So now we come to yesterday, which is Friday, the 29th, I think, with the Mooresville Dragway. I left the car in the trailer. I was like, we'll see what happens. I have a super busy week. I've got a long appointment on Friday that I knew was going to be an all-dayer. It's a methanol LS deal for tuning. And I was like, we'll see what happens. That's all you can do. If I'm not going to cut a customer's time short to do, to go out there and race, it's not fair. So we ended up finishing around 4 o'clock. I had left the car in the trailer all week. For one, just so it'd be ready, and two, because I didn't care. I was like, whatever, I'm annoyed. It'll just, if I do decide to race, it'll save me time from having to get ready when I don't have it. And I had to change 2 tires on the trailer, which I did Thursday evening after it closed. And so there's still little things I had to do, and I just didn't want to have to waste any precious business hours trying to get my car loaded up, because I really don't like that. And then the guys, they leave after we close, so sometimes so it's hard to sometimes to get the thing loaded up by myself. We got down there Friday night, and I go to pull the battery switch, and it's pulled, so let's backtrack. Tuesday, a guy had messaged me asking about which air cylinder I had on my parachute, so I went to the trailer, took a picture for him, and sorry guys, I didn't think much last night. Took a picture for him, and I guess my dumb self did not kill the power. So here we are with a dead battery, and it's a 16 volt, so they're sketchy already when it comes to getting low. But thankfully, I've killed this one a few times, so I have a pretty good routine. Thankfully, one of our buddies, Mike from Little Mountain, he had some jumper cables, so he used a smart car to kind of jump the battery and put the charger on it and let them run together for a little bit just to get the 16 volt charger going. Thankfully, we had like an hour and a half, I believe, and we needed every bit of it to get the battery back to life. I just remember thinking, like, we got down here and the battery's dead, and I'm not gonna be able to run, and that was gonna be disappointing. But we got lucky there. We also forgot a few tools and stuff because I just wasn't prepared. Because I really didn't think about racing all week, and then that Friday morning, I guess I finally made the call to do it. Assume my day went well with my tune. So now we go into round 1. round one, we ended up drawing Jacob Putman. Now Jacob has Alan's old C10 that we built, so you know, of course I'm tuning it and stuff, and it still turned way down, like just getting him used to it. But we get up there, he's like, you know, you can get whatever lane you want, and I was like, you sure, man? I was like, because I understand we're buddies, but when it comes to racing, we're racing. And he's like, nah, man, I don't care. So we took the right lane, takes the left. You know, I go in there, I get up on the two-step, and he gets up on two-step, and it's just a little slow. He's like having trouble as far as bumping in. It's just taking a little bit, and I think I was on the two-step for almost 10 seconds total. Oh, excuse me. According to the dialogue between getting up on the chip and bumping in and everything, and I have to look at the log again. I think that was it, but I was like, man, my transmission, I feel bad for it because there's so much heat in the converter whenever that happens. But we let off the gas, let off the button, and the car rolls out, strikes the tires. I go ahead and knock it into high gear and floor it again, and I'm able to run them down. Even though I had a pedal on the big end and got the win, which, you know, I mean, I knew I was going to do pretty well as long as I didn't mess up too bad. And he was like, you know, somebody was like after that, man, he kind of burned you down on that one, didn't they? I was like, well, he's a customer, so he didn't do it on purpose. He's just getting used to things. But we get back and we get the transmission on the cooler and stuff, and yeah, I'm just trying to get all the heat out of this thing the best I can, because the transmission has just got so much residual heat in it, and once it gets that hot, it's a struggle all night unless you have a lot of time to really get the heat out. So we're there, down, but get it back, you know, last pair down, and I swear it been 15-20 minutes tops, and they were like, you know, calls up around 2. I was like, are you serious? So we kind of ride out to the last minute. And we have a guy named Jeremy Caldwell. A couple of years ago, Jeremy was our kryptonite running the street car stuff. He's got a fast spot ball Ford deal, and he's like, he always just knows us out every time. And so I'm like, well, I'm gonna go up there and see. I had minimal faith because, for one, we'd been chasing our butt still. And I'm like, you know what? I'm putting some power in the car. John tightened the rear shock extension up a little bit, and like, we're just gonna see what happens. So I put what I think will be a high teen 60, and go up there, come off the button, make a clean hit up until I want to say probably 3.5, and the car starts moving around a lot because the car is. I guess it's the weight of it. It just struggles to stay planted on the out there on the track. I think we're going to try adding some weight to the on the chassis itself, not the rear end, to see if it'll make the car a little more stable on the big end, because it's only certain tracks, and that is one of the ones we struggle with. And it's hard to win a race if you can't stay at the whole trip. But we're fortunate enough we get the win, kind of break that losing streak we had to Jeremy, and once again, I thought it'd be a high 11060 and a 109. So that shows you how much more that Stator is grabbing. I put more power in it, but still, I don't think it's gonna be that much. So next round, once again we're struggling to get the car cooled down. I lost a 10mm socket to get my inlet off the front, and I'm trying to find it, can't find it. Know I have minimal time to get the car turned around. I'm getting annoyed. Jacob walks over. I'm like, hey man, can I borrow it? You got a deep 10 I can borrow. He brings me one, and as I'm trying to put it on there, I drop it too. So then we gotta move the car to find it, because this stupid extension I have is like a swivel extension, and it would not hold the socket. So he brings the socket. We get the front end off, start cooling it down. I'm annoyed, and look at the log, and everything looks good. We just put some more power in it, and I go look at Jacob's log as well. Figured out why his didn't want to shift, and get that resolved. I'm so sorry. I'm so beat. Get his resolved, the issue resolved, and go up there. And next we have Kenneth Warda. He's an Ed's car. And once again, there's a fast combo. Big inch, small block 4 deal, 98mm. They tried some stuff and it didn't work for them. And we hit the car pretty hard, and it worked. And ended up, getting the win on that one. So then found out after that we have a bite of the finals, and that's a relief. I'm like, heck yeah, we got more time to cool this car down. And knowing that we're probably going to have Jason Richards. It's another Hemi with the blower on it. This one's got a Pro Charger, and it's hard to compete with that, especially when you're with 328-inch stock block LS. We get down there, we've had the front end off and everything, go down there to make the buy run, and we're just going to trip the beams. And Jason comes up there, he's like, hey man, Christopher Witzel is broken, so if you want, I'll wait for you, and we can just go ahead and run the finals, and just go back and put your front end on and do what you gotta do. So I'm like, that's cool, it doesn't bother me really. So go back, take an extra, probably 5-10 minutes, put the transcooler back on, put the battery charger back on. Just keep in mind the battery still was never fully charged. I mean, it just can't recover that fast. And it never gave me any issues, but I was super paranoid, something like that was gonna cause a problem. So he does that, and he gives me room. I'm sorry. He gives me time. I get down there, and apparently there had been like a little bit of a scuffle with the line, and Jason's brother was involved, and he's a little wound up. And he's a cool dude, so it didn't affect me, but it's like, take your time or whatever. I know sometimes you gotta cool down a minute after. So we go up there and we try, but then it was a good race to the 330, and then he started kind of pulling away, and I started shaking real bad again up top, which it did the same thing against Ed's car. It definitely started shaking. I just kind of stayed in a little longer, but against Jason, started shaking again. And at that point, he was in front of me. I was like, I'm not getting anywhere at this point. So I just got out of it and just coasted. because I knew I wasn't catching him the last, you know, couple hundred feet. But so we got semifinals. I'm not really, you know, I'm cool with that. You know, made some money to help pay for gas and stuff, and whatever the next thing I need to replace is. But overall, to get there with a dead battery, and then honestly be so apathetic about racing all week, and then to actually get a make it that far was pretty cool. So you know, definitely glad that we put in the effort. You know, John and Jake came with me. Of course, Sammy was there, and they were, as always, helpful. It's you only have that much time. Trying to even look at a data log on another car can be difficult, especially when yours is acting dumb. But we did find out some changes we need to make. Get to the changes. This turbo is 145 housing on it. We have either a 112 or 115. I can't remember in the trailer, but it's cast. And I hate when it's warming, how it's warming up. It's shooting, you know, rusty water everywhere. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a buddy Cerakote that for me with some high temp stuff, and that way it'll hopefully cut back on that a little bit. And I think if we do that, we can make this thing front half. Just trying to, it's you know, the laws of physics. When you have a small engine, it takes some energy to make the boost where you want to make it, and you can only make it so fast. Doesn't matter what your dome is, it's only going to make what it's going to make. If you leave on a lot of boost, you can get there sooner, but that can be, you know, that can be hard depending on your track. So we're going to put the small turbine housing on and see how this thing does. That should get our front half back, because it's 389 gears, taking a bit to overcome, and I think we're getting it figured out, but we just got to get the small turbine housing back on, and we should be alright with this baby motor to run that. Another change is I'm going to try to put a little weight in the car, just to see if on the rear of the car, see if it'll help with stability, which is really at that track. But being a light car like this, they can just be finicky. It's just, light cars are fast, but they're finicky. And I'm trying to think of anything else. I really think that's it. You know, I just did another compression check. Engine is amazingly healthy, so that's always a relief. Man, I'm so tired. But I think that's it though. So that's what we got. Some stuff we got to do. I just need to go over all the nuts and bolts and everything too, just because these things rattle everything. Oh, another thing. You know, I do think I finally figured out that the on the inlet on the front bumper is, I think it's helping. So I was looking through some logs last night, and it looks like it's definitely helping it make boost easier, as far as making more. It looks like it's worth about a PSI on the same dome pressure settings. So I'm gonna try to figure out an easier way to do that, to where it's easier to put the bumper on and off with it, and if we can make that work, that'll be cool. I just have no desire to cut the bumper up right now. And I thought about maybe tack welding to the front bumper, or to the turbo compressor housing inlet, and then trimming it to fit, not the bumper, but the bell mouth itself, velocity stack. But if I do that, then we're still not getting still limited on where we're getting the air from. So we're still not pulling it from the outside, which is going to be the most plentiful source. So I think I wanted to do that too. So we got a few weeks for the next race to do some small things here and there. Overall, the car's healthy. Converter's coming on. The converter's still, you know, it's tighter, but it's working good now. We got some things to figure out, and hopefully we can, you know, do well at the next outing with the car. As always, appreciate you guys sitting through my talking and everything else, and my long videos. Sometimes they're drug out a few weeks apart. I just gotta have time to do them, and usually my evenings are spent get home, make dinner, take a shower, go to bed. So it's hard to make them happen. But appreciate that you guys are sticking with me, and thank you for watching. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe.